Next we will be creating the arms for Carter the cat. In order to start round 1 we need our slip knot, and we will chain 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the second chain from the hook we're going to make an increase. That's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. In the next chain stitch we make just 1 single crochet. In the third and last chain stitch we're making a 4 single crochet increase, meaning we're doing 4 single crochets in the same spot. That's number 2, number 3 and number 4. We've now turned our chain around. In the next spot we're just making 1 single crochet, and in our last stitch, which is also our first stitch, we are making another increase. That brings us to the end of round 1. For round 2 we are going to start with an increase in the first stitch, and we are going to follow this increase with 4 single crochets, and we are then going to repeat the pattern of an increase followed by 4 single crochets a second time. So that's our increase followed by 1, 2, 3 and 4 single crochets. We then make an increase again, and we follow it by 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That brings us to the end of round 2. For round 3 and 4 we are going to make 12 single crochets, 1 in each stitch, and we're going to do the same thing for both rounds. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's the end of round 3. We're then going to repeat that for round 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That brings us to the end of round 4. For round 5 we will start by making 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2. We're going to follow that by 2 decreases. That is 1 and 2, and we will follow that with 6 single crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That brings us to the end of round 5. For round 6, 7 and 8 we are going to make 10 single crochets in each round. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. It's the end of round 6. I'm going to repeat this for round 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, which brings us to the end of round 7. We're going to repeat this one more time for round 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which brings us to the end of round 8. The next step is to actually stuff our arm. So we're going to take a little bit of stuffing and we're just going to push it into the arm. I like to use the back of my flat crochet hook in order to help me push the stuffing into the correct position. Now, when you are stuffing the arm, you want to make sure that you're only stuffing this part. You do not want to stuff the entire arm. So you can see that the hook leaves that much empty space before actually encountering the stuffing. You want to leave that empty so that you can create a nice little hand shape and have it attached properly to the body. For round 9 we are going to do 5 decreases to close up the arm. So it's a decrease across stitch 1 and 2, a decrease across stitch 3 and 4, a decrease across stitch 5 and 6, a decrease across stitch 7 and 8, and a final decrease across stitch 9 and 10. We then finish off with a slip stitch. Cut your yarn off short, work it away into the arm so that it is ready to be sewn on. Since we need 2 arms, you should repeat this video twice to create 2 matching arms like this. You will notice that they have a rounded shape on the inside and a bigger curve on the outside, so you've got your little hand. This little indentation will go next to your body when you attach them to the body. The next step is to pin the arms to the body of Carter the cat. So we're going to take our arm, we're going to line it up with the ear so that it falls underneath the ear nice and neatly. take 2 pins and place them through the arm. You want to make sure that the top part of the arm actually touches the head. You want to make sure that the little C, small c, is next to the body. We're going to do the same with the second arm on the other side. Make sure it touches the head. Check from the side to make sure it lines up with the ears that you have attached. And place your pins through. It's always best to double check before you actually attach any limbs to the body that your positioning is correct. You want to make sure that your muzzle is nicely centralized between the 2 arms, so you want to check from the front. You want to check from the side to make sure that it actually lines up with your ears. Check from both sides for that. You can check from the back to make sure you don't have an imbalance. You can even check from the top with some and from the bottom with others. This will generally show you if you are lining up neatly with the muzzle or not. There we go. Next, we're going to be attaching the arms with fishing line. In order to attach our limbs in a way that makes them movable, we need a big giant needle like this one with some fishing line on it. I've already put the fishing line on, but it's difficult to see because it is see-through. Now you're going to turn your cat over. You're going to select any random spot in the middle of the back to insert your needle. You're then going to twist your needle to the side and push it through the body so that it exits through the arm. You want to exit by the top of the arm, like I've got it there. Push your needle through. You want to make sure that you don't pull all of the fishing line through. You want to leave a tail of fishing line hanging down. You're going to need that later on. What you then do is you're going to enter at exactly the same spot where you exited in the arm, but this time you're going to push your needle all the way through the body so that it exits through the other arm in roughly the same spot that you exited on the first arm. Like that. So your needle is going all the way through. You again pull your fishing line through. You'll notice it disappear into the arm if you went through the exact same hole that you started. We then repeat this stitch by going in the same hole we came out of and pushing our needle all the way through the body. Out the arm on the other side, pulling through. Again, your fishing line will disappear into the arm. You can repeat this stitch a couple of times just to make sure that you've got it nice and firmly attached. Try to roughly use the same stitches every time that you pull your fishing line through. Now for me that's enough times, so I'm going to finish off by entering at the same hole I came out of, going into the body, but this time I want to come out the back at the same starting hole that I originally entered into, like that, so that I'll be able to tie my fishing line together. There we go. Now at this point, we want to knot our fishing line. So once, after the first time, pull really tight, because that's going to be the one that keeps your limbs on. And thereafter we keep tying the fishing line just to secure that knot. I usually go about 3 or 4 times before I snip it shorter, just to make sure that it doesn't come loose easily. When you're done tying the knot, snip it off short and just push that little knot into the body so that it's hidden. You can then take out your pins and you will find that your arms will stay in place and they are now capable of moving all the way forward, all the way backwards, forward and backwards. And that is how you create movable arms on Carter the cat.